So here we basically run 4 10-hour shifts. So people get Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and they like to have that extra day off, which is good. You know, everyone likes it. Plus, I get to come in on Friday and nobody's here for the most part, so I can just build and build and build and build. Because truth is, I spend a lot of time, you know, fixing things and answering questions and, you know, dealing with just the day-to-day of keeping this company going, right? So we've got, I got a bunch of shit to show you. I've got, we're just wrapping up projects, you know, at the end of the week, and we sent a shipment of stuff out today. I got stuff going out to Texas and out to California, and so the guys are still here, so it's gonna be a little bit louder than normal. So bear with me on the noise, and I'll try and move through the loud areas quickly. So what we got? Come over here. So I showed these the other day. So now we have kind of the details on them. So most of the detail work is done. The fretwork is fit in. We got our side fretwork on here. We got our side fretwork on the lower. So you can see that these cabinets are just covered in faux bamboo, and that's what people like. That's what we sell. Not a lot of people sell this type of furniture, so it's kind of an easy market for us to operate in. Got all of our trim sticks put in here, so obviously there'll be glass going throughout this entire unit. So you've got our trim sticks along here as well. And anyway, I think fits in there nice. And so now I got to order glass. That glass should hopefully be here Monday. But we're gonna have obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of glass, and then we'll have 2 1/4-inch glass shelves are going to go along each one of the upper assembly there. So anyway, it's kind of cool. I'm real proud of these pieces, and I really like them. It's nice to get them done. They're a lot of work. Of course, you can see kind of what the back looks like. We have a closeout back panel that go along here that's 1/4-inch as well. So anyway, the other one, got to get the side trim done on here and the side trim done on the bottom. And then both these will go to sanding, which I'll show you guys a little bit of sanding. And then these things will be done. So, oh, I guess there's a pineapple that goes on top as well. So I'll get that, pineapple should be in hopefully next week. And anyway, so other things, see, come back here. Got a bunch of work, holy smokes. So the furniture market, from what I'm told, is moving quite well. There's a lot of demand right now. People are still buying lots of furniture. They have a lot of custom pieces made. They're building houses. They're renovating houses. And so the start of the year is working really good. It's been fantastic. I have no complaints. And truth is, I've got so much work, I can't even keep up. Flip back over here. So I've got just pages and pages and pages of work orders. I mean, there's like a dozen pieces in here. These are all custom pieces. These aren't standard. It's all just custom stuff that people want. So, you know, we got credenzas that are, I don't know, what are these, 75 inches wide. We've got pagoda faux bamboo china cabinets. We got more of that stuff. We got, you know, Athens nightstands, which are my Greek key pieces, Athens dressers, and then these are all got customer information. I'm not going to show you all those, but we got a bunch of stuff there as well. So just a ton of pieces going out. So we've got building a custom credenza for my wife's new office. So I'm starting to get kind of the end panels done for those. I was going to show you that, but I'm not going to go to that. So we'll kind of go through the shop real quick. So over here, we still got the crew kind of kicking. Got this. This is, I just sold the coffee tables in my living room downstairs, so I got a new one. This is the top panel for it. It's all glossy and beautiful. So I'll go over here and I'll show you what that particular coffee table looks like. Come in over here. Go to our final assembly area. We got all kinds of junk going on in here. So flip back. So here's this coffee table. So we have a brass base on this, right? So this is all, basically when you think of it like kind of like laminate, it's going to be brass laminate that is really cool. Anyway, it's a walnut coffee table, and then the top insert that I just showed you goes right here on the top, and it's a cool piece. So I'm going to take that home this weekend, and yeah, hopefully make another one of those waterfall coffee tables. So over here in final assembly, we've got a lot of, here, let me show you this. So final assembly, we've got these Hermes orange pieces, and truth is, this was supposed to go out today, but we started looking at the front of it, and it had a pretty healthy crack in it. So we tried to sand it out, and it just wasn't gonna work. And then we did a little more sanding work onto it. We burned our finish, so now we're just gonna have to repaint it. And truth is it's kind of hard to see, but this is our old orange and this is the new orange. So we have to go use our old formula and we'll match this orange because again, it's kind of hard to tell with the camera. But anyway, this is a different orange than this one. Even though they do look the same, they're very different, and we can't exactly go match painting parts on this thing unless we use that old formula. So we'll have to dig that up, and we'll get this thing going. Other issues we noticed that there was, so I get at the light here, you can kind of see we got mild cracking on the joint here. Same thing right there. So we're going to go ahead and rework these pieces and make sure that they're pretty when they leave here next week. Another piece we got done is we got this chartreuse custom credenza done, and this is a fantastic color. It looks beautiful. I've done a couple videos on this thing, and it almost has a little bit of green in the video, but it's really pretty. So I think earlier in the week I talked about this piece. This is going to Wichita. There's a company called Diva Designs, which is going to sell a bunch of our furniture. So if you want to see our furniture, if you're ever in Wichita, you can go over there. We're sending our 9-drawer faux bamboo 80-inch dresser over there as well. So waiting for the hardware to come in, and we can send that bad boy out. So we got all that stuff going on. Of course, this room is just completely full of furniture, and most of it needs to go out. I should say all of it. Most of it needs to go out. So we're into the paint room real quick. We'll look at some paint and see what we've got going on in here. Run back in this way, come back around in here to where we do all our paint work. Again, just more orange. Apparently everybody wants orange these days. So we've got this, looks like a 12-drawer dresser in Hermes orange. Looks really good. And over in here we got these nightstands that are looking pretty slick. And this thing's actually a new CNC cut dresser that I'm working on, and this color is called Ruby, and it's dry and it's pretty slick too, right? Pretty nice looking finish. I have the base for it, which I'll show you in a minute. I need to get the base put together so we can get it painted, but everything on here is CNC cut, which is not something we normally do, but that's what we're doing. So the idea is that an assembler can assemble this cabinet, and it's not going to take a ton of experience in furniture making to be able to do this stuff. So hopefully I can make that happen. So over in here, of course, this is a door for my wife's office, painting that for her. And yeah, but you can see the top coat in here is pretty slick. It's looking really nice. And that's the thing about lacquer. Lacquer always looks great when you spray it. It's when it dries that really matters. You're gonna come over the top of these drawers, and they're all really, really nice. So I'll head back out here in our other assembly room. Let's see what's going on here. So I've got no ways kind of cleaning up the booth, get ready to call it a day. I'm back in here. So again, an area where we do a lot of assembly work. This is that base to the dresser I was talking about. So this is going to be our base. We're going to hopefully finish that up this weekend and get that attached to our dresser, and that'll be that. So this is an upright desk that I started to build. This is the second one that I started building a couple months ago. I haven't had time to get back to it. And the client loved the first one. It was beautiful. It's jet black and it had beautiful brass door stays on it. It's freaking sick. So here we've got, this is a faux bamboo brake front credenza. Big seller, got all the parts for it. I haven't had time to put it together. Just too damn busy. I don't know what to do. I may have to hire someone at this point, but it's really busy. So here, quick little view of the faux bamboo that we work, right? These are the molds that I make, and this is the poured faux bamboo. See if I can take some of this off of here. Might need to get, yeah, I'm gonna need something for this one. It's not gonna come out. So anyway, this is the composite that sets inside the mold, and tough to do it one-handed, but that comes out. Here we gotta make hardware boards. These are gonna go to Wichita Diva Design Company, and we need to wrap these in fabric, and we'll make these things look nice and spiffy, and we'll send them our hardware. We sell all this hardware here, and it should be a good one for us. I'm really hoping it's awesome. Come on over here. So this Dorothy Draper cabinet's getting ready to head out probably next week to Wichita. But what we had going on here is so right here, there was an air bubble, right? So you can see it in the light. So what we did is we had to do a drip. We dripped some paint on there so that it kind of created a small hump. We let it dry for a couple of days, and then we started our regular wet sanding process. And you can see that it's come down pretty good. So this is 800. We'll work our way up to 3,000, and then we'll hit it with our buffer, right? We're gonna buff things using different kinds of buffing compounds. Like we use Wizards Turbo Cut, we use a little bit of that 3M polish. Other products that we use are going to be products that are like butter wet wax and things like that, which work pretty good. And it's just kind of how we do it. It's been a good process here. There, so I'm going to come through here. So it's been a good process and got no complaints. We'll come back in here. We got a bunch of China cabinets came in. We're just moving shit out of here. And back in here to the sanding department. The sanding department's just got, it's actually a little bit thin in here right at the moment. We're selling so much custom and new furniture that it's hard for me to keep up. But vintage sales are still pretty good. So we're still moving a lot of vintage stuff. And flip back over here. So I've got these China cabinets we need to sand. These have already been primed. You can see that we use a Mohawk vinyl sealer, and when they put that primer on, it's super smooth. I mean, it really is nice. But I don't know if it's hard to see it, but there's slight imperfections in here, so we'll flat sand all of this, make it beautiful and smooth, and then we'll top coat it with whatever kind of color the customer's looking for. It doesn't say on here what this one is. But anyway, so that's kind of what we got going on here. This is a Hendredon 12-door dresser. These are real popular. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make a base. So we're basically gonna add 6 inches of height to get this thing up to 36 inches. It's a very common thing for us to do. And we make just a basic, I don't know, just a very basic base that goes on this thing. And it looks fantastic because the cabinet itself is pretty simple. So we got that going on. And I come back over here and I show you we have some damaged pieces and pieces that have paint issues. So flip over here, show you this. So what we have going on here is this came back. This piece is a couple of years old, and I guess technically we probably didn't have to warranty it, but it's a good customer. So what you have going on here is, wipe this away here. You can see there's the cracking. I'm seeing it better in the light here. Kind of difficult. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you can see the cracking all along here, right? These white lines is all paint crack. And if we come in over here, you can see the original top, and it feels like it was sanded. Man, I'm kind of wondering how well this was sanded. I don't know if that contributed to the paint failing, but it's a problem. So we have to fix that. And if you look at the side of the cabinet, same deal. Put my hands on here, you can see, put that dust in the cracks there, and you can see all along here, that's all cracking paint. And this happens sometimes with furniture. Again, put my hands on here, you can see those lines? The paint started to crack. And something about old furniture that sometimes it just rejects paint, and I can never really figure out why. There's no way to really tell, at least in my experience, what causes that. The best thing you can do is, don't buy furniture that smells like smoke. You have to sand the top of the furniture very well with like a 150 or a 220, and you don't want to go through the original top coat if you can. It seems like if you can stay on top of that original top coat and then put your primer on top of there, it seems to work better. But we get a lot of furniture where we go down straight to wood, and I think once you get into that wood, you're asking for trouble, and you can't get around it. There's no doubt about it. But once you get into that wood, the whatever's been in that wood for years and decades, or however long that furniture's been around, it can interact with the lacquer, especially when that lacquer goes on the top of that wood. It causes a reaction, and sometimes they just fight each other, and the paint's never going to win. Paint just, if the wood's bad, there's something in there, like the paint's just going to crack. It can bubble, it can do all kinds of goofy things. Sometimes it won't cure correctly. It'll look goofy. But anyway, so that's kind of something that's going on there. We've got more China cabinets, more faux bamboo furniture to sand and paint. And anyway, this has been a big project, it's a lot of work. So anyway, that's kind of what we got done today. A lot of little projects and a lot of just, like I said, shipping, moving things around, and trying to get those damn pagoda faux bamboo China cabinets done so I can move on to building. I got a couple of crazy Emily credenzas to build, which is one of our product lines. If you go to the resplendentcrow.com, you can Google it, and you'll see kind of what that Emily line looks like. It's pretty cool looking line of furniture, but it does take quite a bit of work. Nothing like the faux bamboo stuff though. That faux bamboo shit it's a ton of work. So anyway, last thing, what else can we show you? Last thing here, I'll come back over here. So this cabinet, this is another piece that came back where the paint was all messed up. we ended up having to resand it, and here we're actually going to reprime it. You can see we went through, this was probably 2 layers of paint here. Then you can see the primer's white underneath. So this thing took a lot of work, and it still failed. So here you can see we were able to go all the way down to the wood. The paint was just completely trashed. So what I got going on down here, so this is the last thing we have to do to this. You can see that this is how much this stuff failed. So if I come down in here, you can see that not only did we have to take the veneer off the top, but the plywood started to warp and started to move, right? So moisture got in here or some kind of chemical reaction and caused the stuff to move. So we'll end up putting 1/4-inch MDF over the top of this. We'll bond everything together. We'll clamp it all up, put weight on it, and leave it over the weekend and probably come back on Monday, and that thing will be ready to go. So yeah, we got nightstands in, more dressers, and always faux bamboo, just all kinds of stuff. So that's what it is. So tomorrow we'll come in and, like I said, finish up these faux bamboo pieces and move on to credenzas. And I got my new cabinet maker coming in tomorrow, so I'm gonna help get him going on. I shouldn't say new cabinet maker, he's an old cabinet maker of mine. He's gonna come and help me part-time, help me kind of work through some of this backlog that I got and knock this shit out, because you gotta strike while the iron's hot, man. The iron's hot, business is really good, sales are fantastic, and like I said, from the people that I know in the industry, they're all kind of seeing similar things. So yeah, so we'll do like I said, do more of this. Maybe I can do another one of these maybe Sunday. But working on my wife's office at home. We're redoing a powder room and built a new vanity for that, built a new credenza for that, and just it's always something. So just go. But anyway, everyone has a great night, a great weekend, and I will yak at everyone later.